I like the way he makes me feel. I like the way I just look into her eyes. I see love. The love is just doing my body. I see him, my heart beats. Kim, 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 kim. These are the things that when people fall in love, they tell you. There's a saying that love is blind, but Rafa will make you see clearly today. Hi, my name is Rafa Gottloff, and my job is to teach life lessons and in a way that you can easily understand and get better in life. On today's edition, I'm here to tell you that love is not enough if you're getting into matrimony or if you're getting into a serious relationship. Here is my checklist for the things that you need to really figure out before you get into a committed relationship like marriage. The first thing is that you need to find out about physical health. Find out about the physical health of someone. You're not finding about the physical health because you want to abandon them. You're finding about things like, do they have health crises? When you talk about health crisis, what are you talking about? You're talking about things like fits, convulsion, cerebral malaria. For those who don't know, cerebral malaria is the kind of malaria when people get angry. It often comes when people are angry and places are hot. So when people are angry and places are hot, they behave like they're mentally deranged. It's an excessive level of malaria. So you need to find out about all of these things. You need to also find out if they bed wet, things like that. Just details about their life. Do they have an infection or a health situation that they need to be on medication and things like that? You're knowing all of these not because you want to abandon them. Okay, you're knowing all of this because you want to know what is at stake. Okay, so that you can be able now to deal with it. If they bed wet, you probably need to plastify all the mattresses at home. If they have a health condition, then you probably need to make sure that they're on their medication and things like that. If they have cerebral malaria and fits and convulsions and epilepsy and things like that, you be now watchful for them to not get angry when places are hot. So apart from their physical health, the next thing to check for is their mental health. Do they have childhood traumas? Do they have things that they are going through emotionally? Will they need therapy? Will they need to work with a traumatologist? That's somebody who specializes in dealing with trauma victims. Or do they just need to watch motivational videos like Rafa on social media and things like that? Or you need to find out about all of these things. Health is very, very important. You're knowing all of these things, like I told you before, it's to be able to know what you're dealing with and knowing what the full package is. You don't want to be surprised in matrimony. And talking about even health is very, very important. Health is essential. You need to know people's health status both physically and mentally. The next thing I want to talk about is money issues. Money is one of the main reasons for troubles in matrimonial homes and in relationships. The only thing that comes close to money is sex. Okay, so it's a major issue. You need to find out who is going to earn, who is going to spend. Okay, who is going to care for what kind of bills, and who is going to contribute? Is my wife going to contribute? Am I going to work alone and things like that? What's the highest amount of money that we are supposed to spend individually without telling each other? Okay, that people who spend large amounts of money and they don't tell people their significant others and things like that, it brings conflicts and all of that. So you need to find out about all of these things, money issues and all of that. And then the next thing you need to know about relationships is that women that are short, that are less than 1 meter, 1.50 meters, women that are really short, they have complications with childbirth. Ask anybody who is involved in the medical field. If you ask them, they're going to tell you what I'm telling you, that girls that are short, that are not up to 1 meter 50, that's 1.50 meters, it becomes an issue having childbirth. The reason being that their pelvic bones are tight. And so this becomes a very big complication, especially if their husbands are very huge and tall. They have issues with childbirth. because the child has this man's genes, and to come out is not going to be easy. So I'm not saying short people should marry short people, but if you're getting married to a tall person, they should not be like David and Goliath situation. Okay, the only exception to this rule about the pelvic bones is girls that are short but have a lot of hips, because their pelvic bones are a little curved and open. So that's the exception. Find out about all of these things. Another thing that you need to find out about somebody's health situation is also with their blood group. It's important to know their blood group, because people get into relationships, some people even get into matrimony without knowing the blood group of their spouse. And then you have children that have sickle cells, and now the whole family is saying that there's witchcraft, and it's people in the village that are doing all of these things. It's medical, it's health wise, so you need to find out about all of these things so that you don't get into situations, because you might say you love somebody, but once you start having a child with sickle cell anemia, it's not fun anymore when you know that the child is going to die anytime soon. So just the threat of life and all of that, it's not funny. You need to find out about all of these things. Other things that you need to find out are things like closeness to family members and friends, and how to discipline a child and all of that. Some people feel you need to beat till you injure. Some people feel you don't even need to shout at a child. So you need to find out about your different ways in which you discipline children, and you need to find out about the level of closeness you want with friends and family. There are some wives that they hang around their clique of friends all the time. They just, even girlfriends that hang around their clique of friends, that guys that like to hang around their friends, until you wonder if your husband is your husband or your friend's husband. It's like, does he belong to me or or his friend? So you need to check all of this, especially with family members. There's some people, they get married, the husband's people just crowd the home, the wife's people just crowd the home. Now, I'm not trying to stir the pot and cause trouble in people's matrimony, but it's the truth. You need to discuss all of these things prior. If my mother-in-law is sick, how long can she stay with us, and how long is she going to stay with us permanently? Or, because sometimes you get married and you don't bargain for things, and then marriage opens your eyes and all of this love stuff. Okay? And the last thing I want to say, and this might hurt you a little bit, but it's not my intention to hurt you, but just to help you, is that if you talk with your partner and talk with people and talk about different things, and you discover that all of these things, from their mental health, from their physical health, from their their size, from their closeness to family, the way they want to discipline children, about money and things like that, if it doesn't work with you, find yourself the courage to walk away from the relationship. I'm telling you the truth, because this is how people get married. You see a cute guy, you're like, oh, marriage is difficult. Marriage is difficult. There are more girls than boys. So marriage is difficult to come by. Now that you've seen a guy, just jump into it. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't work from the get-go, that's what you signed up for. So don't be thinking that. I've heard women talk to their husbands disrespectfully, and they're like, oh, you're a useless man. I don't know what I'm doing, and all of that. I'm like, you knew about all of this before you still got into it. So it's like that. People don't change as much as you feel that they're going to change. So you're like, I love him, I'm going to change him. You really can't change nobody. Okay? Decision to change is a personal decision. And before you get all of this lovey, dilly, darling, you need to shine your eyes. Okay? And I'm here to help you. I'm here to tell you all of these things that may sound like a tough and a difficult pill to swallow, but it's there to help you to make a clear decision, because you are in love, and I'm not in love with the person that you're in love with. You're the one who is in love, and you cannot breathe when you see them. I don't know whether you have asthma or cardiac situations, but I'm not in love like you. So I can give you clear advice. I can give you authentic advice. I can give you advice that comes from a third party and a third voice. I'm like the voice of wisdom right now in your ear, telling you and insisting that if it doesn't work for you at the initial stage, walk away. Walk away. It's not worth it, because it will be hell as the days go by. So, my name is Rafa Godlove. I hope that you've learned something. I'm called Rafa _237 on YouTube, and I'm Rafa across all social media handles. If you want to be my friend, if you have something to tell me, if you have you want to talk with me personally, if you want to invite me to give a motivational talk somewhere, you can meet me online, and we'll fix this. And my phone numbers, I think, are on all my social media handles. I'm a very easily accessible person. I'm a person you can easily access, and I'll see you some other time. Until next time, just stay strong and shine your eye.